In conventional medicine, the message to diabetics has always been clear. Avoid sugar, avoid carbohydrates, avoid anything that raises blood glucose. This has been the standard of care for generations. Dr. Diaa Al-Awadhi looked at that message and disagreed, not partially, fundamentally. He claimed the conventional wisdom was not just flawed, but dangerous to long-term health. He argued that sugar is not the enemy of the diabetic, that we have misidentified the true culprit of metabolic disease, that the body produces sugar on its own, regardless of what you eat. He believed our internal combustion was the key and that the external focus on dietary glucose missed the biological reality. It was a direct challenge to the very foundation of modern endocrinology. That insulin is not what most people think it is. Al-Awadhi labeled the reliance on insulin a scandal, calling for a radical shift toward his Tayebaat System, a path he claimed led to zero medication, challenging millions to rethink their survival. But his promises were met with immediate and fierce resistance from the medical establishment, and that the entire framework used to understand and treat diabetes may be built on an incomplete picture. As his clinics were shuttered and his license revoked, the medical world stood at a fierce crossroads. To some, he was a visionary. To others, a dangerous voice leading patients toward catastrophe. These are extraordinary claims, and they deserve serious examination. The most controversial part of this series. To understand the future, we must look at the data.
Just a minute.
Get in.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Imagine a doctor who told you to stop eating eggs, stop eating chicken, stop eating salad, stop eating yogurt. But go ahead and eat the fries. Have the Nutella. Have the chocolate. Have the chips.
Well, it looks like we have a 64-year-old male with decreased mental status and a history of diabetes.
There's no certainty as to when.
To millions of people across the Arab world, this was not a joke. It was a system, a philosophy, and for thousands of followers, it changed everything. This is video 1 of a 3-part documentary series. Today, we explain the system from the ground up, the philosophy, the science, the food. No agenda, no judgment, just the full picture.
I think she's going to need something a bit more than the pen frogs. Why don't we just drop some ketamine then?
Dr. Diaa Al-Awadhi was not a nutritionist. He was not a wellness influencer. He was not selling supplements. He was a physician. He spent years inside hospitals, inside operating rooms, inside intensive care units, watching people arrive, sick, medicated, dependent, and watching many of them never truly recover. And somewhere along the way, he started asking a different question. Not, how do we treat this disease, but why does this disease exist at all? That question led him away from conventional medicine and towards something he believed was more fundamental: the relationship between food, digestion, and the body's ability to heal itself. He called it the Tayebaat System, and he built it around one central idea, an idea that challenged almost everything modern nutrition teaches.
It's a fine line between what's normal aging and when it becomes malnutrition, and it's really how severe.
The body's natural state is health. Disease is not the body failing, it is the body reacting. He published his philosophy publicly.
He built a following that stretched across Egypt, the Gulf, and beyond. He attracted devoted supporters who claimed life-changing results, and he attracted fierce opposition from the medical establishment. In 2026, the Egyptian Medical Syndicate struck his name from their register. His license was revoked. And on April 17, 2026, Dr. Diaa Al-Awadhi was found dead in Dubai at the age of 47 under circumstances that have never been fully explained. But that story is for Video 3. Right now, let's understand what he actually believed and why so many people followed him.
Before we talk about food lists, before we talk about what is allowed and what is not, you need to understand the philosophy behind the system, because without it, none of the rules make any sense. Dr. Diaa published what he called a 10-point manifesto, a philosophical blueprint for the human body. Let's go through all 10, one by one. Point 1. The original state is health. The human body is inherently designed for health, not occasionally healthy, not healthy with medication, healthy by default. Complete fasting, in his view, achieves the closest thing to a body that never falls ill. Because in a fasted state, the body has nothing to react to, nothing to process, nothing to defend against. Point 2. Every input carries harm. Every single thing you put into your body carries both benefits and harm. Even water, even the healthiest food on earth.
Well, I'm a farm girl. I know what good meals are.
Every input leaves a residue. Every input triggers a reaction. The waste that settles inside you is the harm itself. Point 3. The body's threefold reaction. Every time you eat, your body responds through 3 systems simultaneously. The immune system, triggering allergic and histamine responses, the nervous system, activating the gut-brain axis, and the hormonal system, releasing insulin, cortisol, histamine, and serotonin. This is not a theory about bad food. This is a theory about the body's response to all food. And the goal of the Tayebaat system is to minimize the inputs that cause the most damaging reactions. Point 4. Daily internal stress, the hidden damage. According to Dr. Diaa, the modern body is under constant, invisible stress. Not from exercise, not from work, but from food. Hard to digest meals, incomplete digestion, residual waste that never fully clears, chemical exposure from processed ingredients. Day after day, this creates chronic internal pressure, pressure the body was never designed to sustain. Point 5. What we call disease is accumulated reactions. This is perhaps the most radical point in the entire manifesto. Dr. Diaa argued that what we label as separate diseases are not separate at all. They are connected reactions, appearing in different systems, at different times, getting different names, different diagnoses, different medications, but sharing one root, the body's accumulated response to chronic inputs. In other words, your acid reflux, your joint pain, your skin condition, your fatigue may not be 3 different problems. They may be one problem, showing up in 3 different places. Point 6. Medications interfere with the body's core mechanism. Dr. Diaa was particularly critical of antacid medications, the kind millions of people take every morning. His argument? Stomach acid exists for a reason. It is the first step in a precise hormonal chain. When you block it with medication, you disrupt the entire digestive sequence.
Those block the acid for a little bit longer time than you would normally see with the antacids.
The correct signal never reaches the duodenum. The hormones never fire in the right order, and the body's natural process is interrupted before it even begins. Point 7. Medicine treats symptoms, not causes. In his view, most of what modern medicine treats are effects, not causes. High cholesterol, an effect. Elevated uric acid, an effect. Acid reflux, an effect. He argued that treating these with medication is like turning off the fire alarm without putting out the fire. Point 8. Lab results are stress responses, not root causes. Blood sugar readings, cholesterol levels, creatinine. Dr. Diaa interpreted these not as direct outcomes of what you ate, but as indicators of how your body is responding to stress. Internal stress, hormonal stress, digestive stress. The number on the test, in his view, tells you the body is reacting, not what it is reacting to. Point 9. Same biology across all species. He made a simple but striking observation. Every living creature has blood sugar, every living creature has cholesterol, every living creature has a liver. A lion, a rabbit, a human, all share the same fundamental biology. So how, he asked, can we blame diet alone for markers that exist in every species, regardless of what they eat? Point 10. Zero inputs, infinite health. His final and most extreme conclusion: the body's ability to heal is infinite, until death. Its capacity to replace, rebuild, resist, and recover is built in, and it is only limited by what we keep putting into it. In his words, your health equals your ability to avoid toxic inputs. 10 points. One idea. The body does not need to be fixed. It needs to be left alone, long enough, to fix itself. Now let's talk about the science behind the system. Specifically, what happens inside your body every single time you eat. This is the engine that drives everything. Your stomach does not empty all at once. It sends food down in small batches to a section of the small intestine called the duodenum. With every batch that arrives, the body releases a wave of hormones. This cycle lasts approximately 2 hours. And during those 2 hours, your body is in one mode only: storage mode. 4 hormones switch on. Insulin takes the sugar and protein you ate and converts them into fat and starch, stores them in the liver, muscles, and belly. This is insulin's only job. It is a storage hormone, nothing more. Gastrin raises stomach acid to digest food, and as a side effect, it activates histamine. Histamine triggers digestive enzymes. In normal amounts, it does its job and clears. But with certain foods, it floods the body in quantities far beyond what digestion needs. And that overflow is where the symptoms begin. Serotonin makes you feel satisfied and happy after eating. That feeling is genuinely biochemical, not just enjoyment. But serotonin also slows stomach movement, which explains that heavy, sleepy feeling after a big meal. And it temporarily raises heart rate, which explains the palpitations some people feel after eating. And while those 4 are on, 4 others switch completely off. Glucagon, fat burning, off. Growth hormone, muscle building and repair, off. Testosterone, energy, vitality, focus, off. Cortisol, stress balance, off. In total, 7 to 8 hormones in your body are anti-insulin. They are all on standby, waiting for the 2-hour window to end, so they can finally do their job. But here is the critical problem. Every time you eat again before those 2 hours are up, the clock resets. Storage mode continues, and the burning, the repair, the recovery never happen. This is why the system is built around intermittent fasting, not as a trend, but as a biological necessity. The goal is simple: give the body enough uninterrupted time to switch from storage mode into recovery mode. And the system encourages people to start gradually, moving from 3 meals a day down to 2, allowing the body to adapt naturally. Now, histamine. This is one of the most important concepts in the entire system, and it is the reason certain foods are completely forbidden. With allowed foods, histamine is released in a controlled, measured amount. It does its job. It clears, no problem. But with certain foods, eggs, chicken, yogurt, white flour, histamine floods out in far larger quantities than digestion needs. The result is a cascade of symptoms that most people never connect back to what they ate. Hot flashes and body heat, nasal and sinus congestion, bloating and water retention, heart palpitations,
skin irritation and eczema, joint and muscle aches, brain fog and poor concentration, dry or blurry eyes, swollen fingers in the morning, snoring and throat fatigue.
Most people with these symptoms go to different doctors for each one. They get different diagnoses, different medications, and the root trigger is never identified, never addressed. Dr. Diaa's argument was this: it is not the food that is the poison, it is your body's reaction to it. He used a simple analogy. A scorpion's venom does not kill you. Your body's histamine reaction to it is what kills you. The same principle, he argued, applies to food. And it explains why the same food affects some people far more than others. Every person's reaction threshold is different. And then there is insulin. Chronically high insulin from eating frequently or eating forbidden foods turns your body into a permanent storage unit. The liver becomes fatty and starchy. Muscles fill with starch instead of real tissue. They look large from the outside, but fatigue quickly and lack real strength. Fat and starch can even deposit in the narrow tunnels where nerves pass through the wrist, which Dr. Diaa offered as one explanation for carpal tunnel syndrome. And the brain, constantly sensing that sugar has been swept into storage, keeps sending one signal: I need more food, even when you just ate. This is why people feel constantly hungry, constantly tired, constantly unable to focus. Not because they need more food, but because insulin stored it before it could reach the brain. There is also the question of cholesterol. Dr. Diaa argued that cholesterol is not your enemy, it is your hormone factory. Once insulin clears after the 2-hour window, the liver produces cholesterol. Not because it is harmful, but because cholesterol is the raw material for 4 things your body absolutely needs: vitamin D, testosterone and estrogen, cortisol, your stress balancer, and bile salts for digesting fats. When insulin is chronically elevated, the liver cannot produce cholesterol properly. The result? Vitamin D deficiency, hormonal weakness, poor fat digestion. Many people complaining of low vitamin D or hormonal issues may have their diet as the root cause.
We see that diet influences virtually every disease that people develop.
And finally, one more thing that is critical to understand. Blood sugar does not need food to rise. Any psychological stress, a fight, anxiety, tension, fear, triggers cortisol to signal the liver to manufacture extra sugar as a survival response, preparing the body for a threat. This is why some people see high blood sugar readings on stressful days, even when they followed their diet perfectly. The sugar was not from food, it was manufactured by the body itself as a response, not a failure. Now, the part most people come for. What can you eat and what can you not? The answer will surprise you. Here is the list of what is allowed in the Tayebaat system. Carbohydrates: rice in all forms, potatoes, fried, boiled, roasted, whole wheat grain bread, toasted, corn and sweet corn, roasted green wheat, taro, pumpkin, sweet potato, mushrooms, and yes, chips, Doritos, Lay's. Proteins: red meat, beef, lamb, veal, camel, liver, not chicken, quail and pigeon, grilled, rabbit, processed red meat, cold cuts, but not chicken or turkey, wild sea fish, not farmed, once per month, crab, dairy, butter and ghee, cream, cheddar, mozzarella, Gouda, blue cheese, Edam cheese, kashkaval, parmesan, processed cheese spread, fats and additions, olive oil, jam, mayonnaise, ketchup, tahini, sweets, honey, a spoon with every meal is allowed, Nutella, chocolate, but not dark chocolate, sweets that do not stick to the teeth, Jell-O and gelatin, fruits, dates, grape, bananas, figs, strawberries and all berries, apples and pears peeled, apricots, plums, cherries, peaches,
pomegranate, filtered juice, guava, seedless, kaki, peeled, mango as juice only, sugarcane juice, nuts and seeds, walnuts, pecan, pistachios, cashews, pine nuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. Drinks: coffee without cream, green tea, natural juices and nectar. If made at home, must be strained. Sugar or honey can be added, and pickled olives in moderation.
Now, what is not allowed? All white flour products, white bread, pasta, pizza, pastries, cakes, biscuits, croissants, donuts. Dairy, restricted types, milk in all forms, yogurt, including Greek yogurt, buttermilk, white cheese of all types, labna and fermented dairy, eggs in any form, any preparation, poultry, completely, chicken, turkey, duck, chicken liver and gizzards, seafood, restricted, shrimp and squid, all farmed fish, legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas, peas, fava beans, cowpeas, peanuts and peanut butter, vegetables, broadly restricted, leafy greens of all types, cucumber, lettuce, arugula, spinach, parsley, celery, coriander, raw carrots, colored peppers and green peppers, all salad dishes. Fruits, restricted, watermelon, cantaloupe, all citrus, oranges, lemons, grapefruit, clementine, kiwi. Spices, all spices are forbidden except salt and vinegar, no onion, no garlic, no black pepper. Drinks, all soda and carbonated drinks, sparkling water, black tea, red tea, mint tea, coffee with creamer, energy drinks, artificial sugary beverages, and antacid medications. The system holds that following the diet itself resolves acidity. To most people, this list looks completely backwards. Eggs are forbidden, chips are allowed, salad is forbidden, chocolate is allowed, yogurt is forbidden, Nutella is allowed, chicken is forbidden, fries are allowed. But within the logic of the system, it is not about calories, it is not about sugar content, it is not about what conventional nutrition considers healthy. It is about one thing only. How does your body react to this food? What hormonal response does it trigger? What histamine load does it create? And does it support or disrupt the body's 2-hour recovery cycle? The system also comes with 11 core rules. These are not suggestions, they are the structure that holds everything together. Rule 1. Eat only when truly hungry. No fixed meal schedule. Your body knows when it needs fuel. Trust that signal. Rule 2. Eat until satisfied, then stop. No calorie counting, no measuring portions. Stop before you feel completely full. Rule 3. Protein every other day. Give your digestive system a full rest day between protein meals. Rule 4. beef or buffalo once per week. Must be well boiled first, then sautéed in clarified butter. This is the required preparation method. Rule 5. Lamb is more flexible, up to twice per week. Rule 6. Fish is best grilled. Avoid shrimp and squid from all seafood options. Rule 7. All fruits are allowed, except watermelon and cantaloupe. Pomegranate and prickly pear should be juiced and strained. Rule 8. Pickles in moderation. Olives are allowed in reasonable amounts. Rule 9. Any food or sweets contain eggs and/or milk are forbidden. Rule 10. No antacids. The system holds that following the diet itself resolves acidity issues naturally. Rule 11. Drink water only when thirsty. There is no need to force a daily water target. Your body signals its need through thirst. Overloading with excessive water is not recommended. 11 rules, built around one principle. Listen to your body, not to the clock, not to the calorie counter, not to the portion scale. To your body. This is the Tayebaat System, a philosophy built on the idea that the body heals itself when you stop overwhelming it, when you give it time, when you choose the inputs that cause the least damage, and when you trust that health is the default, not the exception. Whether it works, whether it is safe, whether the science holds up. That is exactly what we explore in video 2. In the next video, we go deeper. We examine his theory on diabetes and blood sugar in full detail. We look at real testimonials. We hear from the doctors who called it dangerous. We examine the criticisms fairly and completely. And we ask the question that matters most. Is there any science behind this or not? And in video 3, we tell the full story of the man himself, his rise, his impact, the legal action taken against him, and his death at 47, under circumstances that are still not fully explained. All the information presented in this video is sourced directly from the official platforms where the Tayebaat system is documented. We encourage you to visit both websites, read the full system in his own words, and form your own informed opinion. Links are in the description below. This documentary is presented for educational purposes only. Nothing in this video constitutes medical advice. If you have a chronic condition, always consult your doctor before making any dietary changes. Do not stop or adjust any medication without medical supervision. If you found this documentary valuable, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video so more people can discover and examine the Tayebaat system for themselves. And we want to hear from you. Do you think this system makes sense? Have you ever tried it? Do you agree with Dr. Diaa's philosophy, or do you think it goes too far? Leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you would like the full document containing the complete allowed foods list, forbidden foods list, rules, philosophy, and meal examples from the Tayebaat system, comment "list" and we'll make it available for you. See you in video 2.